Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Dr. Shruti and today I witnessed a really interesting debate on artificial intelligence in favor versus against its role in medicine. So stay tuned as I take you through some thought-provoking points from both sides.
Listen, a welcome change. There is one more welcome change, is that earlier we used to have debate, and earlier in 88, 90, we used to have students on one side and professors on other side. With dentistry, Dr. Dusia sir.
सेंट लोग थोड़ा सा कॉन्ट्रोवर्शियल लोग थे ब्राडो मैम ऊपर
Yes.
चाहिए थी मजा
Dusia sir, at 3 minutes we will ring the bell. That is a warning bell, and after that in half a minute you have to stop.
Sir, but then we were neighbors for so many years. Please, my time.
I'll grant you more times, but Dr. Bradu
Hey, even she was my neighbor.
will cut the.
I was in between these two, so better. Anyway.
Cutting was becoming partisan, so I have kept 5 marks for academic. They got all 5.
I think I'll get the five. Good morning. I'll tell you what. AI is here. Anybody who's not using smartphone, please raise your hands. Everybody is using. It has entered our lives. So one out of 500.
सर दो
It is two. No, Doctor. Anyway, I know. So it has become, and as Dr. Supe would say earlier that Google Maps is everywhere, and today if you change your route, it will recalculate. So it is in our lives. Somebody in the morning during tea said it is there, amongst us, and I'll tell you how. See, before that also, this is 2025. I'll take you some years back. 2001, Dr. Fernandez Madam was the dean, and that time we had a program for Sion Hospital HMIL. There was one Mr. Verma, and they would generate IPD papers and pathology reports. Sir may remember. After that, Dr. Yolikar came up, so the
Who takes the responsibility? The programmer, the hospital, the company, or the patient we just left in silence? We still get no answer. And then comes the profit motive. Companies developing AI systems are not charities. They are businesses thriving on our data, our most private histories, our genetics, mental health records. So we ask the question, what? What happens when the drive for profit outweighs patient welfare, when treatment recommendations are not influenced by evidence but by pursuit of dividends embedded in the code? What happens when a single breach, a single misuse leads to risking of our very identities? We still get no answer. So at last, we all ask the question, is it really the future we want? The future where a doctor's clinical judgment dissolves into lines of code. The future which reduces patients to data points. The ostentatious future in which the rather prompt response is obscured from the nuances of grief, fear, trauma, and the tears of silent strength. Unfortunately, once again, we get no answer. Thus, my dear listeners, the art of medicine cannot ever be written in code. Thank you.
These three fields, United States started with a lung cancer screening program. Now, let's consider planning it in India. If you have 150 crore population and you have 1% smokers, it's more than that, of the population smoking. If you have to undertake a lung cancer screening tool, imagine 1.5 crore people annual CT scan, a high resolution CT scan that you do. Do you have that many radiologists to sit and report that who has a nodule, who doesn't? The AI tool will help you. It will screen out all those who have normal CT scans and then bring down those selected few who have these nodules. Let's go to personalized, customized treatment for various genetic diseases. AI will help you to identify the bad gene, the oncogene in case of cancer, and all this you can detect and get accurate results with your sensitivity and specificity provided with the AI tool. Better patient care and early diagnosis. You pick up a lung cancer. My HOD who's here has 3D printing models to fit your jaws so perfectly, your tooth model. And of course, my proponents who have chatbots for depression during COVID and other diseases. I thank you to bring out all these points.
Excellent, Dr. Jairaj. Anytime if you have any chest problem, you use AI, get your X-ray, get your report, find out the treatment and go to Dr. Jairaj to take a prescription. Yeah. Next we have a multifaceted stand-up comedian, Dr. Sagar Karia.
Okay, so I am in between. So good morning and good afternoon both. Exit 12 हो गया है sir. So hello my friends. Before I give my points, I would just say a couple of lines. इसमें मेरी पूरी भावनाएं व्यक्त हो जाती है. Patient comes to us sir in psychiatry. मुझे नींद नहीं आती, मुझे नींद नहीं आती, and we give medicines और फिर वो बोलते नहीं फिर भी नींद नहीं आया. अभी AI यूज करेंगे तो AI क्या बोलेगा? भाई साहब रिपोर्ट साफ है, तुम बिल्कुल ठीक हो. बट मरीज बोले साहब पर मेरी नींद कहाँ हो? फिर AI विल से एल्गोरिदम के आगे जज्बात की क्या औकात है? एज वी सेड, इमोशंस आर इंपॉर्टेंट. एल्गोरिदम के सामने जज्बात की क्या औकात है? डॉक्टर नहीं, ये इलाज बस किताबों का है. दैट्स व्हाट वी सेड ना, वी डील विद पेशेंट्स. हमें पेशेंट से बात करना है ना, जस्ट ऐसा थियोरेटिकल नॉलेज या ऐसा करके नहीं चलेगा. बिकॉज AI इज जस्ट अबाउट एल्गोरिथम्स एंड स्टैटिस्टिक्स. मशीन का हिसाब नहीं, एज ए ना इट्स ए मशीन. मरीज को चाहिए इंसान, कोई जवाब नहीं. AI गिन लेगा नंबर पर दर्द न समझ पाएगा. डॉक्टर का स्पर्श ही जख्मों को भर पाएगा. थैंक यू.
That was Dr. Sagar Karia in his own style.
Today, I stand before you to argue not just in the favor of artificial intelligence in medicine, but in favor of a future where technology and humanity walk hand in hand. Let us begin with one fact. Medicine has always evolved, from stethoscope to MRI machines, from penicillin to organ transplants. Every leap forward was once feared, and every fear was eventually silenced by undeniable progress. Artificial intelligence is no different. It is not a threat to medicine. It is just the natural next step. AI is not here to replace the doctors. It is here to reduce the burden, to take over the monotonous, time-consuming thing can ever truly do. Show empathy, hold a patient's hand, and heal with a human's touch. AI is not the entire system. It is just a part of the healthcare system. Now consider precision medicine. With AI, we can tailor treatments to an individual's genetic makeup, lifestyle, and environment. Instead of a one-size-fits-all approach, AI empowers us to deliver the right treatment to the right patient at the right time. Isn't that the very essence of medicine?
Go and pass urine. It exactly takes 22 seconds. And it is true for all the animals. I don't know how, but next time when you go to loo and you start passing urine, just click the stopwatch and see. And when you finish, stop. And you will find all animals, including human beings, take 22 seconds to pass urine. I invite the head of the urology department to explain that why it takes only 22 seconds.
Good afternoon, everyone. In इनकी बुनियाद शुरुआत से आर्टिफिशियलिटी से शुरुआत हुई है. Whereas medicine believes in Trinity: truth, transparency, and trust. So unless you have all these three factors with you, truth, transparency, and trust, medicine cannot be practiced. See, I am trying to give you the grim reality of future if AI takes over everything in medicine, and that is your survival. देखो, हमने तो अपनी बाजी खेल चुके हैं, इन्होंने भी, आधे लोगों ने इनकी बाजी खेल चुके हैं. आई एम वरीड अबाउट योर फ्यूचर. What is the future of the generation next, and what is the impact of AI on jobs and employments of doctors and their survival? The 3-4 branches which are going to affect immediately in next 10 years. First is radiology, second is dermatology, pathology, microbiology, and cardiology. You will have loss of jobs of more than 10 to 20%. The NEET PG result is out. To come in radiology and dermatology, you have to stand within first 1,000 rank. Then only you will get radiology and dermatology. And what is your survival? We will be made by the corporates to work at a rate at which they want, they will dictate. You understand? And see the reality. Have you ever visited a high court or courts? You will see the lawyers running behind for their clients. Literally running behind their clients. I don't want my generation, my next generation to face that same future. You understand? And when you give the power in the hands of corporate, who is going to dictate it? It is the corporates, it is the Western world. Who is going to dictate the terms to you? And for generations, for decades, we have proved that we as humans, in appropriate time, have taken appropriate and proper decisions. So why are we now thinking that machines can rule better than us? Machines can dictate, machine can diagnose, machine can empathize better than what humans are. My friends, I am fighting for your cause, for your future. And in COVID, my prior people have seen COVID and Corona. We have shown to the Western world that we did better than all of them. When people were lying on roads in Spain and Europe, we were much better than them because we have trust, we had empathy, and we treated without fear. You understand? We went, we treated everything we did, and it was not the machines which treated human beings. It was we as a doctors. So we should have that dignity, that we should stay and live with dignity, and we should not fall in the hands of machines forever. Imagine nearly 10 to 20% job loss in major fields of medicine will get affected by this AI, and it will be all ruled by the corporates and the Westerns. And you see what is happening in the recent world. They are dictating the terms of tariffs and how we should do, how we should lead, how we should work. It is not for our future betterment. My dear friends, हम रहेंगे ना रहेंगे, हमें आपकी चिंता है. I want my profession, I want my people to do well and not to go with the begging bowls in the hands of corporates and the future business homes. Thank you.
Ajit sir, you have a long way to go. आपकी बाजी अभी खत्म नहीं हुई है, पिक्चर अभी बाकी है. एंड आप नहीं रहेंगे, फिर आपकी निशानियां रहेगी. ये सब आपकी निशानियां हैं. ओके.
Exceptional display of arguments and insights during the main speech session. All the speakers and our moderator, sir, of course, all of them deserve a huge round of applause. Now, let's take this debate to the next level with the rebuttal round, where our debaters will respond to each other's perspectives and further strengthen their arguments. So do you all want me to repeat the rules for the rebuttals, or should I like
Better.
better?
The rebuttals, so they can start. They can start with rebuttal. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So the totally all together you have 8 minutes.
अब हमें मौका मिला है कि कुछ बोलते हैं रीबटल करें या कुछ अपनी पॉइंट्स और रखें. तो थैंक यू फॉर दिस एक्स्ट्रा टाइम. माय ओपोनेंट्स स्टार्टेड वेरी वेल सेइंग विद अ सिंपल एग्जांपल ऑफ गूगल मैप्स कि देखो गूगल मैप ने अपने को जिंदगी में कितना आगे तक लेके आए. आई नो कहाँ आगे तक लेके आते हैं. गूगल मैप को मालूम नहीं था कि ब्रिज खड्डे में भी जाता है, पानी में भी चला जाता है गाड़ी. Then my opponent said कि accepting AI is संस्कृति, but under the mind they said कि ये विकृति है क्योंकि हमारा ही नुकसान होने वाला है. So I am still confused कि सर संस्कृति है कि विकृति है AI अपनाना. They say कि we have so many help of AI and all. हमारी गलती है कि we are not able to produce so many doctors, we are not able to produce so many technicians and all. And उसका solution more training centers या ये सब खोलने के बजाय we will take help of AI. It is our fault. We will train more technicians. We will take more people. As we said, if we take every help of machine, there will be unemployment. So we should have more manpower because India is a land of men and people. Lot of people. We have so many manpower. So we should give them employment because unemployment is a big issue in India. So rather create more employment rather than taking help of AI, which is a foreign country. Made in India बोल रहे हैं ना, make in India. So we will take from India. They are telling that we are pichda, we are not progressive. How can you say that not accepting AI is unprogressive or non-progressive? We are ready to accept. Digital payment जब नया चालू किया था, many of them had not accepted. But see, now we have accepted because the progress had happened. We are now sure कि digital payment work करता है, अच्छे से करता है. So you please make proper research. Convince us that how AI is going to help in medical field. I will just say AI is just an assisted thing in medical field. So there are no big advertisements, AI based treatment and AI based diagnosis. It is just assisted. Finally operation वो heart में wall कहाँ डालना है, doctor sir only will put, no, not the AI machine will put. So we are only going to do. It is just assisted. So we should see कि whether we want RMOs as an assistant or 9 or 2 robots as an assistant, which are AI. As I said always, कि AI is definitely going to help in some fields like pathology, microbiology, but see, medical is not restricted to these fields. We have to see in general, and I have always already counted कि how it can be disastrous in other fields, mainly in psychiatry, in general medicine, it will be causing lot of disaster. So please don't generalize your one field to the other field. They said AI helps in theses and generating data and all. And yes, we are all professors, we are teachers. Our juniors had created thesis in 2 days. And we evaluated and we come to know आधे references तो exist ही नहीं करते हैं. AI ने कहाँ से वो reference generate किया? And the way it writes is more complicated than what we see in our clinical field. So we want to decide now, we want to make theoretical academicians to the new generations or practical clinicians. We are clinicians first. We want to treat patients, not to become the gold medalist. They said AI helps in early diagnosis. Early diagnosis करो, बहुत फायदा होता है. कैंसर कम हो जाएगा, ये कम हो जाएगा. बाबा, हम इमोशन से भरे लोग हैं. 10 साल बाद मुझे डायबिटीज अंडर स्ट्रेस, लॉट ऑफ वरी, मैं कल मरेगा, क्या हो जाएगा, व्हाट विल हैपन. मेरा इतना सारा रिसोर्सेज और पैसा 10 साल पहले ही मैं डाल दूंगा. अपना गुजराती माइंड है. 10 साल बाद डायग्नोसिस तो उतना इंटरेस्ट बचा रहेगा ना मेरा पैसे का. तो प्लीज अर्ली डायग्नोसिस का बहाना करके एआई प्रमोट मत करो. लाइफ इधर गड़बड़ हो जाएगा, मेरा शादी नहीं होगा, 10 साल पहले डायग्नोस हो जाएगा. तो so these are my genuine points and I request my opponents, please don't mislead us and please provide some good facts to accept this AI. Thank you very much.
गुजराती बच्चा, कच्छी बच्चा. Okay.
Thank you. Alright, so firstly, AI, okay, but more people and unemployment you say. So people are dying for the past year, 7 to 8 lakh people have died. उनको आप क्या बोलोगे? रुको अभी हम लोग और जनरेट करेंगे हमारा मैन पावर, फिर आपका ट्रीटमेंट होगा. Again, assistance, that's what we've been telling you, that it is assistance. We need doctors. Unemployment नहीं होगा because we are assistance. It is making progress because हमें assist कर रहा है वो और हमारा काम speed up कर रहा है वो, जिसकी वजह से accessibility भी बढ़ रहा है. Now, all fields. Let's talk about psychiatry. AI has helped build the mental health care on a very deep level because it does not only predict suicide attempts, it also prevents them. अभी if a person has that temperament, they are about to, आप उनको क्या बोलोगे? अभी रुको लाइन में वेट करो, then I'll meet you and consult you and then I'll advise you to not commit suicide. Alarms and panic. We are saying preventative medicine should be, like AI can help us in preventative medicine. क्योंकि आपको अगर 10 साल पहले पता चलेगा तो वो उतना एग्रीवेट नहीं होगा. योर प्रॉब्लम इफ इट्स डायग्नोज 10 years बैक, यू वॉन्ट हैव टू गो थ्रू ऑल दोज ड्रास्टिक ट्रीटमेंट्स. आपका बहुत इजीली ये है और हेल्थ मेंटेन रहेगा. वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट कीपिंग पीपल हेल्दी, नॉट लेटिंग देम एंटर अ वेरी डिसीज स्टेट एंड देन थिंकिंग अबाउट वेदर वी कैन ट्रीट देम और नॉट. सो इट्स ऑल overall maintaining a healthy population, a productive population, जिसके वजह से एंड जब healthy और productive population रहेगा तब जाके बनेगा ना डॉक्टर और इंजीनियर. Thank you, sir.
Their knowledge is based on everything which is computerized and artificial. You understand? I will speak the truth and facts which are existing now. The MCGM, we have lot of vacancies. They are not filling the job profile at all. They came, a notice was issued to us as a HOD. We have 3 vacancies in assistant professor level. They have written a letter to me, justify why do you require 3. And they said that we will only fill 1. There is no loss of manpower. This is truth. These are the HODs which are there. And they have served a notice to us, why do you want these extra people? Imagine a governmental public organization is asking why there should not be a job cut. Everywhere they are cutting the job. Imagine what the corporates are going to do. You understand? This is a fact. This is a reality check. Please don't depend on your computer knowledge. This is the fact. See the manpower. Undergraduates, 10 years back, the study showed there were around 75,000 seats and there were for undergraduates and there were around 30,000 seats for postgraduates. What is the truth today? The truth today is there are more than 1,25,000 undergraduate seats and there are more than 71,000 postgraduate seats which are existing now at present. What are we talking about the manpower? But are we able to give them jobs? Are we able to give them employment? We will not. And finally this AI, their corporate world, even the government of India will finally try to cut off these jobs. Mind you, I'm asking you, you are the cream of the society. You have struggled to reach this point. You know what is the struggle future, how much struggle it takes for you to successfully clear your PG NEET and then go into PG. 30 years of your life, more than 30 years of your life you are given for working, and then you will come out and you will have no place for you to get employed. Your basic needs of life, roti, kapda और मकान, it is not computer, films and everything. जब पेट भरेगा तभी सब कुछ अक्कल आएगा. And unless you survive, you will never be ethical, neither you will be transparent, because ethics will get affected when the survival is at stake. So my request to you, don't submit yourself completely to this artificial intelligence. Thank you.
I would like to start with my first dear opponent. He said that the Google Maps have dumped you in a unseen lake or something. I think all the people here sitting here have used Google Maps to reach here, and they are all safe and sound here. So I think Google Maps is there to stay, and I think if there has been accident, those, mind you, those 4 boys who were, found in the lake with their car were drunk. So please keep your mental state well to ensure that you don't land up in the wrong Google Maps. Next, you said increase the manpower. India janta ki desh hai. Janta ka desh hai. So let's make, there are about 1.5 crore taxi wale. सबको डॉक्टर बनाते हैं हम लोग, सब लोग को डॉक्टर बनाते हैं, सब लोग खुद का इलाज करेंगे. You imagine replacing them, who will do the time taken? It's not an application that you download and you become a doctor. You need to spend that 10 years to become a specialist. So you cannot have that much manpower. I gave you the example of the lung cancer screening. You cannot have 1.5 crore doctors to sit and screen for every disease. I just took my respiratory field. You can take every disease that you want. Renal cell cancer, you want to take your depression, schizophrenia, all the diseases that you want. You cannot make 1.4 crore doctors of each disease to be able to handle. You yourself said a favor of digital payment. Aren't you using digital payment? These are all AI driven. They are able to catch up all the loopholes when you are making a payment. You have a UTR, you have everything that is there. So everything is being looked into while we are using AI. Sir, we use robotic surgery. That's the latest thing in your field. I am not saying that sir should not replace the valve, but aren't we coming out with robotic surgery for knees, for knee replacement, for hip replacement, for so many other psychiatry? You want to approach and talk to every patient. But I think my dear colleague Sadaf, she just mentioned that a suicide, about somebody who is about to commit suicide is not going to come and stand in the queue to come and meet and listen to your empathy. We need to screen people at school level, at college level, at medical college level, and use chatbots to pick up those who are likely to develop, a future depression, or they are heading for depression. You talked about fake theses. We as teachers should be able to decipher. Otherwise, what's our role? We need to sit and find out where is the ChatGPT driven. You have so many apps available. You know that in MUHS you have to upload a thesis that has to be screened for everything, including fake data. Everything is being screened. There are softwares available. Use them. Use these AI tools. And ultimately, early diagnosis. Emotion cannot treat lung cancer. I'm sorry. You have to pick up lung cancer at the earliest. That's it.
You have 1 more minute, last 1 minute.
You said that AI is not here to overtake, but overtaking is not what we are worried about. We are worried about the patient perception. Patients now want medical treatment, but they don't want medical advice. So how are you going to handle that? It's a very chaotic situation.
And my one question to the audience and to your people: how many of you will like to get treated by a robot? You have an illness for your near and dear ones, and you are sitting in the front of a robot. How many of you will love to be treated by a robot?
To add on to what they had said, when they were talking about progress and about accepting new things, they were talking about all the marvelous inventions that have occurred. I would also like to point out that safety in medical practice is written in blood. For every single correct thing that you have, 1,000 things have gone wrong. Rushing into just accepting things because they are new and they are shiny is not the right way to go.
सर आपकी नज़र है AI छीले हमारी नौकरी, हम इंसान है, इंसान वाले काम करेंगे. We never said, like sir, we never said robots will displace doctors. What we are trying to tell is doctor who has the skills of AI and who's deeply humane and patient-centric is what is our aim. I know you will never have a neighbor who wears burgundy shoes And when he smiles, if you have noted, the smile goes to the eye. No robot can do that. No robot can speak Marathi with English accent. Try and understand, you know. So I'm one of my neighbors. So we have never ever told that. No, because robot has, they speak simple language, na? And so sir, we have never said we are going to be replaced, for sure. And someone said radiology, today a radiologist does a repetitive job, tomorrow they will do some creative job. There will be alternate jobs, there will be alternate machines being created. Doctors will never want a job. And as Ayushi Dholakia, the second runner-up of the Miss India 25 said, AI is a friendly servant, but not a dangerous master. That's all, sir. Anyone? We have time.
Okay, so you spoke about privacy, right? But we cannot deny the fact that AI is already here. There is no question that AI is the future. It is already here. It is a part of our lives. And privacy, nobody is, किसी का report जा नहीं रहा है. Full your personal information is not going all public. But what about the fact that all those reports, everything, it's making the job easier. It's making the system easier. Everything that has to do with the algorithm systems, any day AI can do it better than a human. The precision and everything of that, it is. And also, talking about corporate taking over, everything is a business. मतलब पैसा इंसान ही खा रहा है, AI को पैसा नहीं चाहिए वो. Like AI is not going to do any, AI doesn't want the money. Also jobs and employments, what fear of what? Jobs हमारी नहीं जाने वाली है. Jobs, just because of the fear कि हमारी job चली जाएगी, we cannot, as doctors, we have the responsibility. If something is making our profession better, we have to make it better. We cannot be like the fear कि oh मेरा तो job चला जाएगा तो let's not take AI into consideration. No. If it is making us better, then we have to take it into consideration. Thank you.
Organizers have allowed 2 questions from audience.
Say 5 minutes, 10 minutes, scanning through the reports, calculating all the indices and giving you ready-made inference.
बट वो स्कैनिंग में जितना टाइम लगता है उतना मेरी आईज खासकर ना स्कैन करने के लिए. And then second thing, I will have to use a charge to something for this artificially check the everything. उतना पैसा मैं patient से लूँगा. Here we are claiming they should make patient friendly thing. सस्ता दो, treatment सस्ता दो, तो कहाँ से पैसा उससे ही लेगा ना मैं patient से. So I will making it more affordable to the patient by doing by myself.
That's really commendable. I hope we have more Sagar Kariyas. All the doctors should be Sagar Kariyas. But unfortunately, that's not the reality. It is easy to say. Sitting in this top-notch institute and top-notch department, this is easy to say, but look at the rest of the India.
Yeah, there is one more question over there.
See, I too also have a question for the opposition team. It is, how do you address the need of the hour, which is personalized medication and tailored diagnostics without the data that the AI would provide for the patient? Without that, how do you actually determine whether the patient has a propensity for certain, say, polygenetic disorders or has some rare genetic disorder which has been missed all this time because there has been no manifestation? How do you deal with it without sifting through years and decades of data, even with your fantastically scannable eyes? Like, you cannot sift through 50 years, 100 years of data just like that, can you?
See, for me, patient is very important. I am giving your answer, right? See, patient is giving us the symptoms, we are treating. Now coming to the point of personalized medications, we have never said that we are against the investigations. See, people are misinterpreting कि हम investigation करना को मना कर रहे हैं, we don't take the X-ray.
नहीं, investigation की बात ही नहीं.
Wait, personalized medicine is what? You investigate the patient, you see what is his genetic profile and all, and then you treat the patient accordingly.
आप identify करोगे तब ना आप investigation डालोगे.
तो identify तो gene वाला report आएगा ना मेरे पास. AI is what it is doing by itself. वो gene भी screen कर लेगा, गोली भी खुद बताएगा and everything is doing. So we are clinicians, we are experienced, We have treated so many patients, and what is going to work best, we will decide on our clinical experience.
Okay, I understand each
How
of
many
us
times?
have our
How
own
many
opinion.
times in your lifetime you had this rarest of the rare?
No, very
This is the
few.
rarest of the rare. And do you think the present medical system has failed to diagnose this rarest of the rare? It has diagnosed, not till date it is diagnosing. Then why are you doubting that it will not happen later on? With increasing number of doctors.
But sir, with due respect, won't it become extreme? Won't it become more feasible? Screened report already. Nobody is saying that it is going to provide a diagnosis or a range of medication for you. But wouldn't it be easy for you to handle it?
Next time we will invite you for the debate.
The crowd getting involved in this AI against and for. I am clinical neurologist. I am neurology HOD at SciEN. And here opinions, no comments.
Questions.
I am asking how neurology clinical skills and AI for and against. Neurology clinical skills which we
you ask neurological clinical skills.
Yeah, neurology is based on clinical skills. We diagnose dystonia, tremors, myasthenia, all sorts of ptosis, all clinical signs. And AI for and against, both teams.
So I'll start with AI for. You show 100 dystonia patients, it's called machine learning. The 101st one, it will pick it up. So that is what AI is all about. Same way, myasthenia. I'm sure that, with machine learning, a patient with droopy eyes is standing in front of that camera, it can pick it up, So this is how it's all machine learning. This is how the more and more diseases you feed and the more and more, accuracy, the sensitivity will go on improving, the specificity will also go on improving. I'm not saying an unknown patient ko sida, AI ke tool ke against you put it and you expect a diagnosis. It is machine learning. And for this only, I have been telling that employment, what is needed is these neurologists, 100 neurologists will be able to teach an AI tool how a dystonia looks like, so that a person in a far off village, a rural village, with telemedicine, they can be picked up and then can be referred to the appropriate doctor. We are again reiterating that AI is not here to replace a real doctor.
I think he's mistaking AI with telecommunications. So that's a different thing. See, there is one phenomenon which has already started, and that is called as lazy doctor syndrome. You understand, the AI will make you so dependent that finally you will go into disuse atrophy. You will not start using your intelligence at all. Every time you have a problem, you try to see AI. Every time you have a problem, you try to see AI. My dear friends, a time will come, the doctors will not be needed only. A radiologist, a technician will do a MRI and he will feed it to the AI, and the people will say now to the radiologist, you just sign. Who is going to take the legal responsibility? The legal responsibility will never be taken by anybody. Finally, it will be on the doctor itself. Nobody will take AI into will send him for capital punishment. It will be the doctor who will be sent. So, finally, with too much using of all this and finally making a disuse atrophy. That is what I
to be doing that, and they will grow at a far greater rate than the human brain creates those neural networks. So there is a very real concern about a rogue AI. So when you are for AI, how do you defend what you are going to do when you get to a stage where you may get a rogue AI?
I think somewhere we are all worried about will AI replace doctors, in short. So I think my answer to this will be there has to be a moral policing, which will be done by a team of human doctors who will keep a tab on where is this rogue AI going through. We can have, just like as he said, fake pickup, where AI is going out of its control. So that is what you call moral policing, which will be handled by humans to see to it that we do not cross the line. at the same time use it to the best of our abilities to ensure that those select few reaches Khandekar sir or Dr. Harish, so that they really need, you know, the in-person touch, while the rest of the milder cases can be handled at a distant, you know, place. This is the best I could answer.
As Dr. Jairaj said, that when you're screening thousands of patients and you can get a result within a few seconds, if not few minutes, and that is humanly impossible for us. So how are you going to defend that argument? That how are you going to replace speed that AI can give you by humans?
Thank you for your question, ma'am. As we had originally
Your mic is not on.
Thank you for your question, ma'am. So, as we had originally pointed out at the start, with speed also comes the ability of going through multiple thousands of cases. But all that speed and all that accuracy is built on the data set which exists for the AI. In the Indian context especially, where we have a lack of medical records, where we have a lack of electronic records, the big issue and the infrastructural issue is already to have an AI, we need to have the ability to give it the proper data set. Having incorrect data sets will lead to the problem that even when you have a lot of speed, you'll get so many things wrong that it could be a disaster. I would much rather have 100 patients be screened and be correct rather than go through 1,000 and have 50 be misdiagnosed or underdiagnosed for some reason. At the same time, what we have to point out is, yes, doctors have to be treated, or as they have pointed out, it takes time to teach a doctor. It takes a lifetime to become a good doctor, to see the problems. But that is exactly how the medical profession operates, because experience allows you to pick up those problems which computer systems simply cannot.
Yeah, thank you. Can I give my comments now? Okay. The truth, it was a very, very close contest, and I was constantly changing my marks, overwriting my marks till I gave up and said, let me just get a global perspective and decide. And I actually asked, can we have 2 winners, because I felt one student and one faculty member just killed it. But then I was told that I can only give 1 prize, so I have one best speaker and I have one best team.
We can have 2.
We can have 2?
Yes. Once, as you said, 1 faculty and 1 student.
Okay. So is that okay? No. They're saying no. No? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, I'll ask the organizing secretary. Yes or no? Yes? Sir बोल रहे तो चलेगा. Okay. तुम्हारा attendance है क्या उसमें? I am actually now beginning to find some humor where attendance is concerned. Anyway. So, before I announce the results, just a few thoughts which I thought I would share with you. Over the last many months, I've just been, watching all these YouTube videos, and I had 3 things to share with you. One is what we call the father of AI said, John McCarthy said. And he said very clearly that I don't know where we will be 5 years from here. He's not talking about 10 years. He said, I don't know where humanity will be 5 years from now. And he personally feels that humanity as it exists now, politically, emotionally, is not ready for artificial intelligence. So that is what the father of AI said. The second thing is Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI. He said one thing which Dr. Ajit brought out beautifully, and that is, everyone is talking about these sci-fi things about robots taking up the world. But he says actually machines will take up the world, but not with malevolent intent, not as some dramatic thing, but they will become part of our fabric of our society so much that we will not be able to extricate ourselves with the very fact that, as he said, we all are now outsourcing our brains to ChatGPT. When we want we even ChatGPT for therapy. So because of that, ultimately these machines will be actually so intricately part of our fabric that they will take over that way. And the third thing which the chief business officer of Google Mo Goddard said. He actually left Google because he found those ethical issues too much to take. And he says that when we have artificial general intelligence actually present with us, humanity will go through a severe era of dystopia. And there will be chaos. And it will be about, he predicts 20 years before humanity will learn to use AI and to coexist with AI, provided humanity doesn't kill itself in the bargain. So these are the three, messiahs, gurus, or the front runners of AI and what they've said. So I'd just like to say that I think I'm very excited for your future, and it would be wonderful to see what is happening in the next 5 years, even though we will be sitting at the sidelines and watching. So anyway, there is one best speaker, and then we'll have, because I've been given permission to have another best speaker, I will announce that one second, and then I'll announce the best team, okay? So when I was given one choice of best speaker, I must say that my thoughts about best speaker are Dr. Jayaraj Nair. Congratulations, and then there was, it was really very difficult to choose, but I think you had the advantage of experience on your side, and you brought that to bear using very real life examples. And amongst the students who have actually the advantage of knowing what's happening right now, much more than we do, but have the disadvantage of not having the experience, life experience, not experience with AI, but life experience to back you up. My best speaker on the student side is Jaydev. Congratulations, you did a great job too. Yeah. And as far as the best team is concerned, I think, like people couldn't justify being against the Industrial Revolution. So I think for them to be able to justify being against AI is a very tough task now, very tough task. And I think they did it very valiantly, very humorously, and very convincingly. So my vote for the best team goes to the against team.
Sound like a little bit like a politician standing on both sides. But to let you know the truth, as Dr. Sawant correctly pointed out, since your generation is the next generation, we have played our innings. So, first of all, speaking for their behalf, that I've read many papers in AI and cardiology since I'm related to that field. And the thing is that there was a paper that ECG was shown to two top cardiologists, very senior fellows, and both reported that as a normal ECG and with no detailed information regarding the patient. This is a true paper. I'm not telling, Tom, Dick and Harry stories. So no detail of the patient was provided, and no age, no sex, no previous complaints. And then ultimately the AI reported that one ECG was normal, both the ECGs were normal as per the cardiologist. And when AI was shown, that they said that one ECG was normal, while the other patient is going to go for a heart failure in span of 2 years. And this is what point I want to stress, that he said that early pickup. And then later on, when they were subjected for echocardiography, the patients whose ECG was reported by AI as going to go for a heart failure had actually an ejection fraction of 20%. So AI actually picks up a very minutest detail what are in ECG, what probably the eyes may not see, what they call as the signature of every ECG. And that's how it can help probably the patient would survive if the correct treatment for heart failure is started, or would have been dead probably 2 years down the line. So that's as far as the for team is concerned. And against team, which unfortunately nobody touched that point, but a very sensitive point that everywhere there is a lot of pollution, air pollution, water pollution, this, everything is there. And of course the scarcity. And this is recently I read about 5 days ago that one question asked to a chat GPT. Let's say I want to know about what is recent in cochlear implant. I don't know, Madam knows it. So I just put a question to chat GPT and it gives me an answer. And 4 teaspoons of water is wasted. Now you'll ask me why, how is it possible? That's stupid thing to comment. Huge big servers which are of terabytes and gigabytes. And for that servers, the electricity and the air conditioning units and whatever is required to keep them cooling down is so much that you don't know. You're just thinking about one question from your side. Let's say related to thesis or any damn thing. And there are 70 crore questions asked every day in the world. And by 2027, they have predicted that the water loss for this amount of huge information which is to be provided to the general public is going to be 6.2 billion cubic liters, which is the water consumption of Denmark country. So you have to think it very seriously. Everything can't be asked by ChatGPT. So China has actually, already started, and they have a project of keeping these servers under the water level, 10 feet or 20 feet below the sea level. They have at some places built up these servers where the temperature requirement is little on the lower side and the water consumption is less. But this is a very serious issue. Since it's an environmental thing, I thought I should share with you. Thank you very much.